Okay guys, today we're doing area of shaded regions. Okay, I'm going to give you 4 steps. Please write it on the top of your page there with the lines I give you. Okay, area of shaded regions are pretty simple. Okay, your first step, identify outside shape and inside shape. Oops. Okay, inside shape. Okay, so your first step is to identify your 2 shapes. All these problems will have only 2 shapes you need to find. Sometimes they're pretty straightforward. Sometimes you need to just think for a second. So if I look at the problem here, okay, I want to find my outside shape. I usually like to, organize it a little bit. So outside, I'll write down and I'll look for my shape. Okay, the outside meaning the bigger shape. Okay, so if I look at my outside here, okay, my outside shape is a parallelogram for this one. Okay, and now I want my inside shape. Use a different color actually. Okay, inside, okay, is right here. If you hear running around, it's my crazy cat. Okay, inside shape is in blue. It is a rectangle. And now I pass step 1. Just identify what my 2 shapes are. Very easy step. Okay, but you need to make sure you're organized. These will always have two shapes. Okay, in this case we have a parallelogram and a rectangle. Okay. Step 2. Okay, find area of outside shape. Okay, so for our outside shape, we want to find the area. Parallelogram here. I'm going to give you all the area formulas on the top of your page if you forget, okay? So I'll give you all the areas on the top of your page. So for parallelogram, it's going to be base times height for area. So area equals base times height. Okay, so if I look at my parallelogram, we have a height over here of 8 inches, and then our bottom side here is going to be our base. Okay, so we plug it in to find our area of the parallelogram. So 12 times 8. Okay, 12 times 8 is 96 inches squared. Okay, step 3. Okay, find area of inside shape. Okay, so we go over to our inside shape. Here's a rectangle. Rectangle has one of the easier formulas. Okay, so area of rectangle is equal to length times width. Okay, we look at our rectangle in the middle here. Okay, we have 9 inches and 3.5 inches for our rectangle. So all we need to simply do is 9 times 3.5. 9 times 3.5. And you get 31.5 inches squared. Okay, last step. Step 4. Okay, outside minus inside. Okay, outside minus inside shape. So we'll do it over here. 96 minus 31.5. 96 minus 31.5. And you get 64.5 inches squared. Okay, not too bad. Okay, you just need to find the area of two shapes for this one. Pretty simple, and you subtract. Okay, the directions for this one was saying find the area of the shaded region. Okay, so we subtracted and we found the area of the shaded region. Okay, so moving on to the next one. Okay, this one's a little bit more difficult, not too much. Okay, so we have step 1. Identify. Okay, so look at my shape here. Obviously, my outside shape here is a circle. So outside is a circle. Okay, now I want to look for my inside. Oops. Inside here. Okay, is obviously a triangle. Okay, so we identified our two shapes. Outside was a circle, inside was a triangle. Okay, moving on to step 2. Area of outside. Okay, so area of a circle. Area equals, we did this several times, all different types of lessons with area of a circle. The formula should start sinking in. But area of a circle is pi times radius squared. So I'm going to erase this blue for a second so we could just look at the circle. I'll erase the outside as well. Okay, so looking at the circle here, I have this line going straight through the circle. Okay, if it goes straight through the circle from one end to the other, it's a diameter. Okay, so we have a diameter of 6. But if we look at our area formula, which, some of you guys made this mistake on the quiz, our area formula needs a radius. So to get radius, we'll divide by 2, and we get a radius of 3. We plug that into our formula, pi times 3 squared. Okay, don't forget your order of operations. 3 squared is 9. So 3.14 times 9 is equal to 28.26. What is the units here? Kilometers squared. Okay, so we have the area of the circle now. That is done with. So we're finished with the circle. Moving on to the triangle on the inside. Okay, the triangle on the inside, if you remember, area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 times base times height. Now, if you remember me saying in the previous lessons, if the triangle is not a right triangle, you don't see that little box denoting a right triangle, that means the height is going to be somewhere in the middle here. Okay, so the height is going to be in the middle of the triangle because it's not a right triangle, so the height's going to be in the middle there. Okay, and then that height is connected to the base. So if that dotted line is connected to this bottom side here, okay, that means that this 6 has to be the base. So we have the base already. So it's going to be 1/2 times 6 times what? We got to find the height now. Okay, so let's erase this base real quick so we could only focus on the height line. Okay, so our height, like we said, is this dotted line here. Okay, this dotted line goes from the middle of the circle to the outside of the circle. Okay, if you remember from our circle lesson, if there's a line that goes from the middle to the outside, it's called the radius. So this line right here is actually just the radius of the circle. And we found that before, which was a radius of 3. Okay, so since the radius is 3, that means the height of that triangle is also 3. So we plug that in. Okay, and now we have our formula complete. So 1/2 times 6 times 3, and it gets you 9 kilometers squared. Okay, oops, I forgot to write down step 3 for you guys, but step 3 here is what we just did. Area of inside. Okay, so we finished step 3 already, and now we go straight to step 4, which is subtract. Okay, outside minus inside. Okay, so when we subtract, our outside area was 28.26 minus 9. And that gets me a final answer of 20.26 minus 9, 19.26 kilometers squared. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So like I said, these problems are not too bad. You just need to find 2 areas and then subtract them. It's not too crazy. Okay, do not forget your units on the circle quiz. A lot of you guys were getting the right answers, but you know, a lot of you guys forgot the units or forgot to put the little exponent of 2 for the area unit. Okay, do not forget the units. Okay, if you have any questions, email me or comment on Google Classroom.